What's happening, my fellow droogs? I finally decided to tackle the campaign of this entry, which is probably the most controversial of the Halo franchise. Halo Infinite, the 6th mainline game in the series, which is supposedly to be the game of all games, to end all games, and this one is a game alright. The Master Chief, Cortana, the weapon, and Jimmy Rings all group together and have one big spice orgy, and they get to see whose cocks get to infinitely fit in a large ring. Make no mistake, viewers, I will not be reviewing or talking about the multiplayer, because that would feel like beating a dead horse, and a horse is already dead. Hardcore Halo fans know it, casuals know it, and I've never touched Infinite's campaign mode. Why, you say? I just didn't care enough. To me, Master Chief's story had ended in Halo 3. It was a perfect culmination of storytelling and gameplay. It was the ultimate and satisfying conclusion. Even though I did enjoy Halo 4 a lot as well, I enjoyed what 343 was cooking when they had Halo 4 in the kitchen. We all know how polarizing 5 was to the fan base. Hell, even when Reach came out and Bungie implemented the loadout system for the very first time for the series, people went nuts. But still, 4 and Reach were pretty solid video games, and they were pretty solid experiences. Now, I would love to be a doomer tuber and say that Halo has not been at its peak, but in reality, Halo has been at its peak with its crazy amount of product lined up for the masses, books, and a TV show, which is, very jarring. It's questionable, that's all I gotta say. And a video game that is kind of still supported in the past 3 years. Quick rant. Seeing Master Chief get bastardized with lazy writing and poor development is just heartbreaking. It's like watching a family member slowly lose themselves to a crack addiction. On the other side of the coin, it's nice to see that the franchise still exists in some level of an entertainment medium. I don't know if it should be even passed as entertainment, my opinion. Nonetheless, I decided to hop on the Halo Infinite train once more. Strap up and grab your 3D glasses and your popcorn. The great journey shall begin.
What in the fuck?
I'm playing this game on an Xbox One. Yes, the same Xbox One I got from 2014. I'm surprised that 343 and Microsoft decided to put this game into a neatly compacted, decade-old. To no surprise, it runs like shit in my eyes. I mean, it's the OG Xbone. It runs at a steady 30 FPS. When doing nothing, then it'll spring back to 26 to 29 during combat, which is bearable. Infinite ran pretty well on my old desktop at a constant 60 at high settings with occasional stutter. I believe the issue was that it would use so much CPU power necessary the longer you ran it. The game does not look that bad. It's not fantastic, but it looks good. The story starts off straight after Halo 5 Guardians, a new faction of extraterrestrial foes calling themselves the Banished, a group of Ooga Booga space monkeys who are so hell-bent on activating the new Halo ring to impress Cortana, to convince her to show her AI space toes. For some reason, they're so tight that they lost the wars or battles that they lost beforehand. They just can't take an L, which according to my therapist is a toxic masculinity trait. I should be taking out my anger on myself and using copious amount of alcohol to drown out the voices out my head. These are the bad guys, if you can't tell. Their color is red. Have you ever watched Tron? Color red and the motif of the Banished is very headache inducing. If you're colorblind, you're gonna be confused this whole game. As if we all aren't confused already. Whether you are a dog nigga race, having to read a bunch of Halo books beforehand to even have a grasp of the notion of what's going on in this game, plus a whole other spin-off of the franchise, that's just poor writing. The whole prologue is freaking awesome, but the whole spectacle is only limited to a 15-minute motion picture. They could have gave us a whole level in Infinity fighting Atriox himself. Nonetheless, it was pretty cool seeing Chief get his ass handed to you, and it was kind of gut-wrenching. Hopefully setting up a payoff where you fight Atriox in the end of the game. Hopefully, right? Right? We finally meet our lucky co-star, Quandale Dingle, whom stumbles upon the Master Chief, spread-eagled and naked in the air at the feet. After a brief obligatory Halo autopsy, the Chief states he needs a weapon. That's right, boys and girls, he said it, the iconic line from Halo 2. Be prepared, there are many lines that pander to nostalgia. They even fester them into the loading screens as tips. After Master Chief fiercely edges us with the bait of the past, the Banished freighter sucks them up, literally, as they're still on the Pellican, arguing like a married couple. There's only one way the Chief can escape from the situation, and that means blowing up the goddamn thing. This set piece and level is pretty dope. You grappling, dashing, sliding your way through dangers, grunts, and obstacles. Eventually, you're greeted by another long cutscene. Now it's time to find Cortana, or the weapon, or both. There's literally no context on what's going on here. Why the hell is Chief here? Where is Cortana? Why is Cortana back? I thought she died in Halo 4. Who are the Banished, and what are they? What is their goal? Why is there a giant lump on my chest? Only one person would know, and that's Dr. Lore.
Hello guys, it's Dr. Lord here. The books you need to read. It's really only Bad Blood, a sequel to New Blood, Shadows of Reach, Point of Light, sequel to Renegades, which is a sequel to Smoke and Shadow, and Divide Wind, a sequel to Retribution, which was a sequel to Last Light.
Okay. Nah, I'm good with that. What happened to that Halo 4 Promethean Forerunner line that just got dropped? What happened with the Didact? What happened to that faction of the Covenant that still had a hard-on for hating humanity? Like the Tootsie Pop Owl, the world may never know. After blowing up the Banished freighter and hearing these niggas actually monologue over and over again, our famed pilot, Quandale Dingle, lands us in the Halo ring after much reluctance to find Cortana, or the weapon. We explore this Forerunner building to retrieve the weapon, which is basically a goofier and quirky Cortana.
These are the Banished.
Affirmative.
They smell even worse than I imagined. Who are these guys?
Hunters.
And what do they do? Don't answer that. Just get rid of
Is
them.
it safe?
Come on, it's me. An infiltration program designed. Oops, I think she knows I'm.
How you doing this?
The game's open world literally opens up to you. Finally, the meat and bones of this game. The game consists of you running around Zeta Halo, completing objectives like destroying this Banished checkpoint, taking over the FOB for the UNSC, find Spartan Cores upgrade, rinse, wash, and repeat. I kid you not, most of the story is hidden behind audio logs that you have to find throughout the map, in conjunction with the actual playable storyline that you actually get to experience. It's a cool and fun experience for the first 4 hours or so, but after that, it just becomes drab and monotonous and uninspiring. I kid you not, 80% of the dialogue is just full-on monologues.
Gone? Gone?
But it wasn't us.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course.
There really is no deep storytelling involved. The Banished are truly hunting down the UNSC forces and Spartans and put up audio logs of 2 Spartans or Marines fighting and just getting absolutely obliterated. Tell us a story. Have them convey some sort of emotion, not just a robotic person speaking about what's going on with robotic exposition drafted into our brains. Not everyone can imitate a Ken Levine or a Warren Spector. If you've ever played Bioshock, System Shock, or even Borderlands, or Deus Ex, those games did environmental storytelling crazy good. Yeah, like Pop-Tart crazy good.
Talk of forerunners, of their lies, of secrets hidden in this forsaken ring. Atriox, hear me. Your will is absolute. The Banished, your soul, eternal.
Marie, I think it's speaking English.
Ever since we reached Tau Ceti, the lab monkeys have been acting strangely. Nurse Lester picked one out of a cage to be brought in for vivisection, and the rest of them, I mean the entire group, stood up on their legs and howled. This wasn't just a random display. It was a protest.
For all the trouble these things are supposed to cause, I guess I never thought the surface of the ring would look so beautiful.
The Infinity's getting hammered by Banished ships.
Yeah. I wonder how much more she'll be able to take before...
Hey, that was too close.
Dick, I know you won't...
God, don't do it! Please don't!
Glory to the many.
I am a voice in their choir.
Plague-ridden foreign beasts. When our goals are achieved, I pray Asheron sees fit to discard this alliance. Directors, I found your report on the hollows beneath the candidate excavation site to be promising.
main antagonist of this game is Eshram. His purpose is to breathe heavier than Lizzo getting out of bed. Thank God gaming doesn't have smell-o-vision, because I bet you can smell the ass on this man's breath. It's like the acting coach for Eshram told the actor to pretend to start edging himself while angrily telling the Master Chief how he's gonna murder him for the 1000th time. Jesus Christ, man. That's literally bro's whole personality throughout the whole game. I mean, yeah, it is revealed that Cortana destroyed his homeworld, but fuck, they only tell you that the last 30 minutes of the game. There's no character development at all. Between the whole actual main storyline, your objectives is finding high-value targets who are hyped throughout audio logs and Cortana's dialogue. They're basically bullet sponge mini-bosses. The reward for killing them is just the same basic variation of the weapons you already have access to. Capturing forward operating bases, which is just a least interesting version of Far Cry's outpost system, and the banished minefield or oil field, whatever the fuck it is. You basically infiltrate a big ass banished base, release some prisoners, blow up a power coil, and blow up an oil field. Now imagine doing this for 8 more hours over and over again, and the objectives never change.
Get out of here, Paul!
Yeah, this game is open world, but you really only explore the whole open world within the first 3 hours. There really is nothing to explore. There are no different unique biomes. The only wildlife you see is the occasional butterfly or bird that flies around. It all feels like one big empty canvas meant for something much greater. Remove the banished forces and what else do you get? Just trees, grass, rock, and mountains. And those weird hexagonal structures that if I say like, remove all the antagonistic forces in the world of Los Santos in GTA 5. Yeah, the world will feel empty, but it would feel lived in, not like a liminal space environment that feels like it's straight out of the back rooms. The environmental storytelling isn't there in Infinite. Now, it isn't a huge flaw in the video game, but now you created a huge gap in the player's immersion. It feels 343 and the developers were rushed into making this world that was meant to be handcrafted, a unique experience for each player. There's a reason why people loved Cyberpunk 2077 even when it came out, because the world itself was crafted gorgeously. Or as if Los Santos can still surprise you after all these years of playing in it. Even the insanity of Stillwater in Saints Row 1 and 2 still holds up dear today. The entire campaign for Halo Infinite feels like one big Halo mission. Not one big Halo campaign, one big Halo mission. The Silent Cartographer. Although the game Another Bone, Halo. In the game, Halo Combat Evolved. On paper, that's an amazing idea. Silent Cartographer and Halo were freaking iconic and awesome missions. Probably the most iconic missions in the whole series. 43 and Microsoft's execution on this idea fell flat like a sad peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Going back to the past like the old man I am, Halo was known for its unique set pieces and action sequences. Most importantly, getting through an objective or obstacle by using the sandbox any means necessary in a creative way, and Bungie gave us the tools for that. In Halo Reach, you go from shooting aliens in the forest at night, then to teaming up with the ODST bullfrogs and flying around the vertical landscape of New Alexandria. And then you have a freaking fight in space with sabers. Halo 2 as the Arbiter, you are condemned to a suicide mission underground in a foreigner facility filled with hordes and hordes of flood. You're not going to survive this, and your boss even tells you so. Halo 3 had massive battles in land and air. You fought scarabs with Marines by your side. You went toe-to-toe with huge forces of Covenant and brute forces. On to the next huge mission, the dig site. The Banished are digging through the insulation at a dig site where they do a bunch of digging. Unlike the average monkey that digs through their assholes, the Banished monkeys are digging through the insulation to find a secret. What could it be? Welcome to a game of Spin the Halo Wheel and see what happens next in our narrative. The question of the day is, what will the Banished be digging for in this secret Halo installation? Will it A, be the Flood? Totally so original. B, Cortana's feet pics. C, time-traveling race of aliens called the Endless. That is such an original idea, and it's totally not like they're planning a reboot using time travel, because that would be lazy. That would be creatively lazy, right? D, Crest toothpaste for Eshram because his breath stinks like the back of a Chinese restaurant's grease trap on a summer day. Finally, E, Synthetic Man's hairline, because that shit's just as terrible as his bad takes. Dude talks so much shit shit about being an alpha male, but he looks like the freaking future gamer meme. The way this story beats is going, I wonder and I am perplexed and puzzled what's going to happen next. It's not like it's really predictable or not. Anyway, the conservatory is blocked by this mining laser, and Chief and Cortana, or the weapon, can't get through it yet. We have to stop the banished drill from drilling the hole in the hole. They could have just obliterated Chief with a freaking giant space mining laser and just called it a day, and just used the grunts as little Timu slaves to yearn for the mines. Well, now we got a little arena fight in the mix with unlimited spawning waves of enemies. See, this could have been really fun if they just executed very well. You're just fighting multiple unlimited waves of enemies. But in regards to that, it's not that bad. This arena fight was kind of a slog. This is where you start seeing a pattern. FOB bases, the banished bases, and the banished garages, they all have the same objective. Run to this terminal, click button, there, boom. With a little slight variation of click button, destroy power coil, or turn off power. That's all the objectives in this game. Now imagine doing this while getting an onslaught of enemies against you 3 times. Now imagine doing this 3 more times, and 3 more times, and 3 more times. That's already 12 times. Now when you're doing the Forerunner construct missions, it's the same thing. Remember that game mode stockpile that Halo Infinite shipped with and everyone was forced to play in big team battle? The one where we had to carry the power seeds? Yeah, that annoying game mode that no one liked is the whole campaign. I'm kidding you not, that's the whole campaign objectives. 343 forced us to playing stockpile because we couldn't choose what game modes we wanted in multiplayer. Everything was randomly generated, and most of it was stockpile or oddball. It's crazy that the fact that a game mode where no one really liked, you implement that same system into the campaign for a majority of your missions. That's literally the definition of insanity. At least after this one, you get a nice short little boss fight in the end, which is laughably easy on heroic. I guess they hyped the guy up, he just kind of died in 2 seconds. I even forgot his fucking name.
Watch this.
Alright, let's move on to the Conservatory. You run around this Forerunner installation, and you guessed it, same looking building with the same textures and same layout, riddled with the same enemies. Chief and the weapon finally reached this door that Cortana cannot open, because my bad, the weapon cannot do her AI magic, and so the devs use this as an excuse to pad out the excruciating chore of a game. A lot of these levels that take place in the Forerunner installations, they have like Cortana, OG Cortana, just talking to herself the whole time and just speaking nonsense. Like nothing she's making is making sense. Like how in Halo 3 that she would occasionally pop up in Chief's head and just start speaking shit. At least that made sense. This one, she's just speaking complete nonsense. It's kind of annoying. I cannot believe the words of some human being online that said that Halo Infinite is way better than Halo 3 in everything, in gameplay and in story mode. That's just a fucking lie. This is a game where you find off a Walmart bargain bin for $5 and you play it for a few hours, finish it, goon for maximum pleasure, then watch 2.5 Men reruns on FX while sipping on your Mountain Dew gamer fuel. And be like, wow, this game was good for $5. Any other price, and if it was any other IP, you would fall asleep playing this game. If it wasn't for the Halo name, 343 would have never made it out of the hood. Finally, we meet another character that has an actual memorable voice and name, Adjutant Resolution. I want to say a lot about Adjutant Resolution. It's a weird ass name, and how annoying its British accent is, and how much it pains my brain and soul on its terribly quirky dialogue. I want to use the word cringe so bad, but it doesn't describe the effect on how much makes my eyes roll. I could jam my thumbsticks in between my eyes right now.
But it wasn't us.
Are you sure?
Of course, it wasn't us.
Good. See? There's something missing. Oh, yes, a bridge. One moment.
There's so much to learn here.
Shut it down. Permanently. No! What are you doing? This is not acceptable. You were supposed to be friendly.
Wow. Who could not see that coming? I definitely could. Literally, it's 343 Guilty Spark, but terribly written. Weak. Alright, obligatory boss fight time. Basically, he has 4 glowing eyeballs. He shoots the eyeballs out, and he opens up his main eyeball, and you shoot that eyeball. Rinse, wash, repeat at least 5 times. That's literally it. Literally. Not only do this once, you do this again later in the game. So you get the same boss fight twice, except he has his little sentinel goons shooting at you. after defeating him in a painful, slow boss fight. Probably get the coolest cutscene in the game. Thank you, director, for actually doing something so cool. Then Quandale Dingle bitches again about going home. It's literally his whole character. I'm not joking. His whole character just wants to go home, and the sight of Chief doesn't even bring him joy. He just has a giant cum-slinging fucking aneurysm. Dude just keeps on PMSing every time he sees Chief, like the average 343 shill on Reddit.
I can't stand it. Who you are. You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything. Okay, big guy. I found you, remember? Are you even listening? No.
He treats the Master Chief like a fucking dumbass. You know, in the OG games, when the Marines saw Chief on their side, the Marines are actually happy because they have a chance of surviving. No, not this guy. This guy's a fucking Karen. Chief and the weapon literally stated that if they don't stop whatever's going on in Zeta Halo, then the whole fucking universe is screwed. But this guy wants to be selfish and just start complaining about how he wants to see his family and all that bullshit. Man, shut the fuck up. You're in a Halo game. You only ever seeing your family, dog. This game should be called Diary of a Wimpy Pelican Pilot and his green washed out friend and his annoying fake ex-girlfriend. Honestly, literally Greg and Rally are infinitely a better duo than Chief and the weapon and this Esperanza guy. Let's continue on with the mission. Our next objective is destroy these banished anti-air guns. Sweet. Sounds like a cool objective, right? Something, you know, familiar yet fresh. Alright, let's go. I wonder what freaking awesome shit they have cooked up for this mission. This is gonna be a huge turning point in the game. I hope so, right? Wait a minute. We destroy these guns, right? But how? Just guess. You have to click a button, then shoot a power cord. How original and very creative. This beats every single Bungie Halo campaign. This beats Call of Duty out of the water. Modern Warfare 1 and 2 from 2006 and 9 blows it out of the water. Peak gameplay experience. Infinite should have won an Oscar that year for the greatest and most innovative game design of the century. Every time you infiltrate these AA guns, Ashram pops up sounding like a deadbeat abusive dad just shitting on a Chief on how he cannot hold a flashlight for his life while fixing his engine with this long monotonous monologue. Why are you breathing so heavily? What is wrong with you? Why are you yelling at me for? What are you babbling out? Halo Tower of Babel. That should be the title of Halo Infinite. Literally, the main villain is just a cartoony villain. This is like Saturday morning cartoon level of villain here. Like, imagine the villain has a big ass bowler hat, twiddling his mustache with his finger, and he's complaining and talking about his huge plan and how the hero cannot stop him, but he's giving him a whole step-by-step instruction on how to stop him. I've read high school fan fiction written better than this game, made by a AAA corporation. It's not like the monologues are like a minute long. They're like 5 minutes, and you're just staring at Ishram's face. It's just yelling at you. Thank God this game isn't in 4D, because I could smell his breath from this fucking computer screen. After the third AA gun, fake Cortana makes a joke about how he didn't pop up this time, and started monologuing.
And cue the lockdown. Huh. No Escharum? I'm almost disappointed.
Wow, so meta, so quirky. The next mission then brings you back to another boring Forerunner building. It's almost like 343 just used Forge and using the AI to copy and paste everything on the map. It's so boring.
Yeah, same, but different.
Cortana even jokes about it in another meta joke jabbing at the game.
Oh, this place is exactly what you'd expect.
Every piece of dialogue the Chief and the weapon share is literally Disney-esque Marvel manager. Like if Joss Whedon had full creative control and wrote this like a campy Marvel movie. It's kind of sad that devs knew this game would be a butt of the joke. I don't even want to describe what the next mission pertains. It's literally the same gameplay loop. I swear to God, if I see another power seat, I'm jumping out the 5th floor window of my apartment. Final act was unbearable. A couple moments here and there, but there are far in between. The same recycled fluff. Go here, kill enemy here. Oh my God, another power seed. I had enough of this. I have no clue why Halo shills like Shill Xperia were glazing this game so hard. When a shill wants people to buy something, they'll start screaming about doors in a video game. Oh my God, the doors look like the doors from the Bungie era. They changed the art style back to its original. Oh my God.
Also, tell you what is fantastic in this game, the doors. We all know that Halo fans love their doors, and there are elements of every single game's doors.
The bar was set so low to hell itself in a 9th circle. Quite astonishing how diehard 343 shills will praise the art style of the game being close to Bungie's, then say to your face that the Bungie games were terrible. Don't misjudge me, I'm no nostalgic Bungie shill either. I'm fully convinced that humanity as a species has a whole huge populace that just goes through mental gymnastics to justify that their own personal feelings are cold hard facts because they don't want to be wrong. They're afraid of being wrong and admit to being wrong. It's okay to admit that your take or opinion was wrong. It's alright. It's part of being human. I can at least say for myself, I admit that I'm incorrect sometimes, and I'll take responsibility for that. It just makes you the better person, and it helps you grow your character. Well, not as annoying as Adjutant Resolution. He comes back again, and this is the same boss fight copy and pasted as the last one, except he throws annoying bad robots at you as well. You go through all that trouble to destroy him just for this Nick to come back to say that he's sorry for trying to kill you, and I thought you were a bad guy. He literally says this nearly verbatim. Whoever wrote this script is a genius. A scriptwriter of all scriptwriters. I'm mad that Chief didn't just say that let's go chiefin'. What the fuck? Anyway, this guy Echo 216, aka Quandale Dingle, has another bitch fit. We assassinate 2 Spartan killers who were dispatched like a Friday night massacre on my toilet after drinking 2 cases of beer to forget I'm even playing this game. This is unheroic, by the way. These guys are just ridiculously easy to kill. After this whole fiasco, the writers actually cooked in this part of the narrative. Quandale Dingle and Master Chief actually have a very touching bro moment. I think that was very well written. We always seen Master Chief as this killing machine in like the first 2 games. Not up till the 3rd game where you start seeing little bits and pieces of the human side of him. And I also give huge credit to Halo 4 for making Master Chief kind of relate to us. He's not your average Doom guy or typical space marine or silent protagonist, and he's his own character. And I gotta say, Halo 3 and 4 really show that a lot.
Worthless junk. Not this. I'm not you. I'm worthless.
We all fail. We all make mistakes. It's what makes us human.
Finally, it's time to make a move.
They made a move.
And oh boy, Eshram has this guy locked up in his compound. And guess what? We're heading to the op block, pulling up to his crib, pulling out our blickies, and we're gonna air that bitch out. This is the second to final mission. You'd expect like a grand spectacle, like a grand show. Nah, the homie's compound is basically just a big generic arena. Out of all the arenas 343 has chosen, they could have chose like a template from one of the multiplayer maps, and it would have been way more interesting than what we got. I guess I can tell what 343 was aiming for, but it looks like Eshram just took out a sandbox and just threw all of his toys and stuff he didn't want in it and said, fuck it, Master Chief fighting this shit right now. There's not much to talk about this whole arena fight. Normally, when a game throws an arena fight at you towards the end of the game, it wants you to apply whatever you learn against whatever each type of enemy and their weaknesses. However, it's not the case with this. It's just boring.
This is boring.
In between these fights, Eshram makes you pause. Well, you don't really have to pause. You can just run past him. But he stops and talks to you through his big, scary red projector thingy. He's just monologuing. Jesus Christ. I have a huge creative drinking game in mind for this video game. Every time you play Halo Infinite's campaign from start to finish, grab your favorite spirit or tonic or liquor. If you're an African-American fellow, grab that Hennessy out the cabinet. If you're an Irish lad, grab that Guinness right now. If you're Japanese, grab that cold-ass sake out the fridge. If you're a warm-blooded American, grab a bottle of Jack, pour that shit into your cup. Every time Eshram monologues at you, just talking about nonsense on screen, take a shot or a swig, or fuck it, drink the whole cup if you want to get alcohol poisoning. Ooh, there's a Spartan killer inside this building. You gotta kill him. He's gonna kill you. He's so tough. And he fucking dies in like 2 minutes. Alright, we reached the ops room. We're gonna kill him. It's gonna be crazy. This is gonna be the battle of all battles. He's been waiting for this for years. For a warrior, for Master Chief to come at him. He's been waiting for this whole game. This is the moment, guys. This is that moment. How do we kill him? Well, he has shields. And guess how you disable the shields? You do the same exact thing you've been doing in this game for the past 6 hours. This has to be the biggest blue-balled letdown in the 21st century. Alright, boys, the game is done. Scene, set, and roll the credits. Ah, fuck. Time for the finale. The real finale. You guessed it. We're going to the same 400 looking building using the same copy and pasted assets. I'm not even gonna talk about it. It's just collecting power seeds while getting fucked over by the Sentinels. Who would have thought? The final boss, the Harbinger. Ugh. Literally, this boss just shoot it until it dies. Ironically, this boss fight was possibly the most fun I've had playing Infinite because I knew it was the end when I got 3 achievement notifications in a row. Anyway, the ending is supposed to tie into the Endless, who are supposedly more dangerous than the Flood, and more dangerous than the Covenant, and more dangerous than the Didact.
Yours too. They will make sure.
They're like time traveling entities. No one has a minute clue about like who these people are. And it's even worse that 343 ended the game on a cliffhanger. There was supposed to be DLC planned for this game, got scrapped. So it really leaves a very bad taste in my mouth because it felt like the campaign went nowhere. All this was for nothing. And it may probably never come back because Microsoft wants to keep on focusing on selling shop items and the multiplayer. And that's already bullshit.
Then I think I might have the perfect one.
Oh my god!
And that last cutscene was just the most cringiest shit I've ever listened to and witnessed in the whole Halo franchise. I cannot just lie to your faces and say that I didn't have some fun playing the game. I did have a little bit of fun playing Halo Infinite. Most of it was just so stale. Most of the time I was begging for it to end. This gets like a C- in my book. It's not a terrible video game. It's just a terrible Halo game, and everything about it was executed so poorly. We have a great day or night depending where you're at. Like this video, please leave a like and comment down your thoughts below. I always like to hear everyone's thoughts on anything. It could be a bunch of BS, I don't care. More importantly, don't forget to subscribe or check out the channel. I delve into a lot of gaming stuff that I think is interesting, and I like sharing my interests out to the world. Thank you, have a great day.